Hello, how are you? November has come. The beginning of winter. This is just about starting. Yet, because the global warming for some reason, it is relatively kind of warm side, isn't it? However, we have only 2 months left this year. How fast? Okay, today's first idiom is to let up. It means to slacken or lessen in intensity. So the degree goes down. For example, if the storm lets up a little, they may begin the games. The baseball, rugby, American football, especially those games which are held outside. The weather is very important. If they had a bad weather, like a storm, a lot of rain, strong wind, then they cannot play the games. So those people who are playing as well as people who are watching those games hope the storm would, well, let up. Okay, the second sentence is, okay, it has rained for a week without letting up. That's dangerous. Some rivers can have floods, and people might have to evacuate or swim for the worst case, or even they could get killed. The second idiom for today is to lay off. It means to dismiss temporarily or generally because of lack of work, usually. For example, okay, during the past COVID-19 pandemic years, for some countries, 2 years. In Japan, it lasted for about 3 years. So during the COVID-19 pandemic years, they laid off many workers, right? Or many employees were laid off. That means they had to leave their work. Not forever, but sometimes some period of time. The airline workers, they were laid off and they left. In the meantime, they also found new jobs. So now we are lacking of the numbers of the flights because there aren't simply enough workers. Okay, next sentence is, okay, was he fired or laid off? Sometimes people are not working. We wonder if the person is laid off or lost the job, means maybe fired. Well, sometimes they left their work on their own decision, but they haven't found a new job, something like that. Then, okay, he hasn't lost his job. His company laid him off for 2 years, something like that. My goodness, I hope that kind of things would never happen to me. But it is quite common in the United States of America. Also France too. And I guess Japan has started doing that recently, but traditionally, no. Well, if your company laid you off, what would you gonna do? How can you eat? How can you pay the rent? How can you pay for your children's school things? How can you pay the bills of the electricity, gas, telephone, health insurance, etc., etc., and etc., of course. Big trouble. Today's words. The first one is linger. It means stay on or go slowly as if unwilling to leave, sort of like a reluctant to leave that place, even though there's no reason to stay there. For example, okay, after cooking seafood, the order of fish didn't vanish, but it lingered on for weeks. Oh, I remember every time when I come home from work, my apartment smells like a fish. But just because I cooked fish on the table, not in the kitchen. The hot plate. I did some fish cooking in the living room, and I don't know, the smoke or the steam, the soup steam with fish stock, just stuck on the ceiling and the walls, and the smell just stays there. So, and it didn't go away soon enough. So it lingered on for weeks. My goodness. Next sentence is, okay, some traditions linger on long after they have lost the values, the reasons to hold, or the meanings of them. Yeah. Okay. After the party, all my students and friends lingered on, reluctant to go home. I guess they had a good time. So, next word is ambush. It means a trap in which soldiers or other enemies hide to make a surprise trap. Surprise attack. So that your enemy would step in, and they thought it would be safe to go through particular places or that place that people are hiding, and all of a sudden start attacking them like they get trapped. For example, the ambush became a great tragedy for both Russians and Ukrainians who attempted, because they were all killed. I'm sure both of them are doing this kind of thing, ambush thing. Okay, next sentence is the troops lay in ambush in the field all through the days and nights for months. Can you imagine how difficult for them to stay there like that? Well, that's what is happening in the world, unfortunately. The words always make this kind of things. So, ambush, that's kind of sad. Well, toward winter, the Christmas coming in 2 weeks, the New Year's coming in, I'm sorry, not 2 weeks. The Christmas coming in 2 months and the New Year's. We can't help but hope for the best and wish the peace on earth. Okay, that's all for today. Take care. See you next time.